All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good. I have a message for some of you. Um, and I feel like it's a global or normalized message that it should be common sense, but for some reason it keeps repeating and repeating. So for a lot of you, this is going to be like, yeah, we know. And then for other people, it's like, yes. Um, the reason why a lot of people are uneducated is because three wishes. Because it benefits certain people who are rotten and miserable inside, and these people hoarder, and they are against people who don't want to continue capitalism because it's not sustainable for everybody, right? It's not sustainable for the planet, humanity, and everybody else. Okay, so Father God wants you to just be aware of this energy. Why is it that we don't have the same energy for anti-racism regulations, so anti-racism laws and stuff like that? Why is it only anti-Semitism? Why is it there's so much threats and so much commotion and removing and threats and all these things for anti-Semitism, but has never been a commotion just like this for anti-racism for people of color? I just saw a bunny. Make that confirmation. Like it just... Yep. That's your consonance and dissonance. Like right now, it's just like a lot of you, this is important. Emotional intelligence, it needs to be a priority for a lot of you. Like you need to think for yourself. Like a lot of you, you're doing stuff because it's a trend, or you're doing stuff because other people are doing it. Why? Did you ever ask yourself why? Why is it a trend? Who benefits from a trend? And then when something is trendy, right? Like all eyes on Rafa, and now Rafa, it's a lot of shit happening right now that I'm going to show you next. And nobody's talking about it. It's very silent lately. So is the fear mongering working? Because I'm telling you right now, those that are being attacked right now with your speech, your public speech, your platforms, your spoken the truth and stuff like that, that really is your confirmation for a lot of you that is working what you're doing. That you're reaching the right people. That God is with you, is spreading that truth. Your God, your angels, your ancestors are literally, and this is the biggest fear of these people. This is why they have nothing else to literally thread people, create fear. Like this fucking Cheeto, disgusting orange motherfucker, fucking pedophile, already saying that he's going to be president. Like, that's a fear mongrel. Do you want to know why? Because he knows that the talks right now that is happening is that he's going to be the second president with impeachment again. I wonder why. Why is that? Nobody's thinking about that? Is that the illusion that we need to break? Well, let's go. Let's break that illusion right now. He needs to be out of as a president. Why is that not a talk? Why is that not out there? Tariff? For what? Who is the competition right now? Who is he trying to protect right now? Protect what? The investments, the butchering, and right? All the governments supporting to stop genocide, multiple genocide, to put tax the rich, right? Think. Yeah, he knows. He knows he's going to be again the second president ever to be impeached in the United States. It's going to happen again. What an embarrassment. Yeah, it's happening. It's going to happen. He knows it. This is why the fear mongering. This is why he's the tariff and all this and blah, blah, blah. Musk. He's Mosquito. The vampire energy, the parasite. He's losing immense amount of money and support and everything like that. And it's going to continue going. He's cursed. They all curse. But literally this, and guess what? By the way, a lot of us, you guys are the justice leaders. Boycotting, doing the right thing. Look, they don't want me to touch. What the hell? I have a hair in my mouth. Anyways, they really don't want this out, but that's just what it is. Father God keeps confirming it all the time. So a lot of you have that belief and faith. Don't lose faith in God. Like a lot of you have God with you. A lot of you, good congratulations, boycotting McDonald's, Starbucks, all these USA companies who are supporting this fucking genocide. But that's what he's saying. Like, why is it there has never been a movement, right, of anti-racism, pressure reprise, yeah. There has never been a movement of anti-racism, of, being racist towards people of color, trans or LGBTQ, or has never been like laws that like reprimand and stuff like that, or, death penalty for billionaires who are endorsing politicians who are funding and endorsing genocide, making money out of genocide. No, we're doing that for someone who took out actually a criminal who killed 20,000 people with healthcare, denying people's healthcare. A real psychopath murder this guy took out. But no, we're gonna blame the guy who took that motherfucker out. We're gonna, right? The energy has to be reversed. And they're literally saying to a lot of you, what they're doing is attacking the people who are doing the right thing, defending and protecting, right? This is why the intentional energy, like, oh, well, the resistant fire needs to let go of their weapons. Bitch, what? Against you who have multiple funding, billions. And recently we have the Canadian government. Yo, a lot of you need to stop saying that, oh, politics is boring in Canada. They are counting on all of y'all not to do this. By the way, I need you all to vote on the 20th of April. I don't give a fuck. A lot of your Canadian permanent residency, please do this for the people who don't have papers yet. Okay? People who need to be here, who actually do the work here, better than the people who are citizens here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right? There's a lot of people who are citizen permanent residents here voting for liberals and conservative, but it's because they're voting for them because they're getting this. Or because they are landlords. Yes, our landlords, our landlords are deciding our laws and politics and rules and regulation. And then we have a housing crisis right now. Everything is rising. Like, I have never seen that at 3.5 or one studio, it's more than $2,000. What the fuck? By the way, the liberals took the rent cap, because there was a rent cap before. There was a law that prevent them from, rising the prices of rent. Yeah, they took it away. Also, the liberals are the people who also have been endorsing genocide. Oh, and the liberals are the ones who actually did this, who are doing this. Okay?
I want to speak to so many of you in Canada who, like me, are heartbroken by the ongoing genocide in Palestine. This week, the United Nations has reported that 15 Palestinian paramedics and rescue workers were killed by Israeli forces, one by one, and buried in a mass grave in southern Gaza. This week we learned that a Canadian Crown Corporation has signed an $80 million deal to send artillery propellants to Israel via the United States. This deal was signed by this Liberal government after they voted on an NDP motion calling on Canada to end arms sales to Israel. The Liberals have lied to all of us. Today, Netanyahu has again ordered the evacuation of northern Gaza. I am so sorry for the pain that so many Canadians, so many people around the world are feeling. Once again, New Democrats are calling on the Liberals. Impose an arms embargo now. Impose sanctions now. End Canada's complicity in this genocide now.
مع السلامة وين رايح مع السلامة يا مسك فايح مع السلامة وين بدك لقعد على دربك وردك
2-week-old baby was beheaded today. A 2-week-old baby had her head ripped off in a strike on a clinic. Her name was Emel Alian. 2 weeks old, 14 days old child had her head ripped off her body. And Israeli Stop the War protesters' concerns are that the war is posing a risk to Israeli hostages. That's their primary and singular concern. These 20-some people, when you've been starving 2 million people for a month now. This is the Stop the War camp in Israel. What do you do with people like that? There's no way you can redeem people like that. Like, morally bankrupt is just an insufficient term. Like, you're broken. You're broken humans. And it's not just that it's the level of depravity and the level of the sheer lack of empathy and the extreme level of dehumanization you have to have done to the other. It's how widespread it is. Like, you gotta think. Israel had to literally resume its genocide in order to keep its government from collapsing. It's not just about Netanyahu clinging to power. This government is a coalition representative of Israeli society. They had to literally kill 80 people on average every single day since March 19 to keep their government from collapsing. They had to kill 180 children in like 4 or 5 hours to keep their government from falling apart. And it's not just that this inhumanity and barbarism is a feature of Israeli society. It's that it's integral to their self-definition. Like, how you define your culture, your society, your state, and your own self-identification. What do you do with a society like that? That is contingent, literally, on killing children to stay functional domestically. And people are going to say, well, people in your government are assholes. Is that reflective of your society? No, yeah, they are assholes. But if a man is holding a beheaded 2-week-old child a 15-minute drive from my gym, and there's police everywhere blocking the roads, I'm pretty sure that everybody in my neighborhood is going to have more concerns than the fact that the traffic is an inconvenience for them. And when you have such an extreme level of lack of empathy and this capacity to dehumanize someone to such an extent, what's eventually going to inevitably happen is you're going to implode, because Israel will become isolated from the world. And when that happens and they've burned everything around them, what will happen is, as conditions become more severe, the category of other will begin to broaden, and there'll be infighting, and they'll eat each other alive. What do you do with people like this? And here's the thing, like, it's not just these 7 million people or so. This guy that works next to you in your fucking New York office. It's your fucking dentist. Like, any apologism for Israel, any talk of normalization, there can be no safe space for this. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Like, how many heads? How many children? How many days will they live?
Is this being done for America or for Israel? I mean, this is a fair question. Is the United States government now just taking edicts and orders from Israel? Is this what people voted for when they elected Trump, is to have a country taking orders from Israel? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but that's exactly what's happening. Okay, we're being told that we got to rein in that free speech because anti-Semitism is out of control. We got no choice. The lady who you just saw get arrested, she wrote this op-ed in the student newspaper calling for divestment from Israel, which apparently is anti-Semitic. NYU just canceled a speech by the former president of Doctors Without Borders because she had a couple of slides in her presentation that touched on the casualties in Gaza, which, quote, could be perceived as anti-Semitic. Just how did we get on this timeline where universities consider humanitarian discussions of dead babies to be considered anti-Semitic? Well, here's exactly how.
When they create anti-Semitism commissions to study anti-Semitism on campus, which are basically designed to keep politicians and donors and Jewish organizations happy, they can't hire their own Jewish faculty who study anti-Semitism to be on the anti-Semitism task forces because these people actually know too much about anti-Semitism and what really is and isn't anti-Semitism. So those people get left off the committee. So at the University of Pennsylvania, the guy who is in charge of the anti-Semitism task force is the head of the dental school, right? I'm sure he's a lovely man, right? But he's a dentist. At UCLA, it's a guy who studies real estate finance. At these very universities, you have Jewish scholars who study anti-Semitism, but they can't be put on the committee because their definition of anti-Semitism won't fulfill the purpose of these task forces, which is to create a pretext for censoring and shutting down pro-Palestinian speech.
Who could have saw that coming? Germany is now deporting pro-Palestinian protesters. The world is watching what the US can get away with, and then they go and do it to their own people. We have this huge campaign about immigrants and how they're bad, and then Germany has this huge campaign about immigrants and how they're bad. The US starts abducting people for protesting, and then Germany starts abducting people for protesting. There is a larger sentiment with white nationalists happening in the background, and I'm not saying everyone is, but there is a large part. This idea of maintaining European values is not just the values. They want to maintain the purity of the white race in general. And the rise of Islamophobia and hate towards immigrants is directly correlated to white supremacy. J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, Blake Masters in Arizona, the AfD party in Germany all have ties to white nationalists. These people are not mentally well. They are unstable. They are insane. They are not healthy for any part of the world. The popularity of immigration and deportation will absolutely spread throughout the world if it continues.
Just saw another video of a beheaded baby in Gaza. Putting aside the fact that we show ourselves to be rotten fucking humans in this world, that we continue to allow this to happen, I want to remind everybody that this is the reason that the Israeli regime lied about the 40 beheaded babies routine, why they made up all that atrocity propaganda. They did it because they wanted to do it. It's literally every accusation is a confession. It's the same reason why they constantly say things like from the river to the sea is calling for genocide, because they say that. They say from the river to the sea. It's in their fucking charter, the Likud party's charter. They say it now openly. And it's the same thing when you hear them repeating those propaganda refrains, saying things like, Israel has a right to exist. Israel has a right to defend themselves. Those things seem weird to say over and over again, because who says that? Like, no one sits around and goes, America has a right to exist. Like, I've actually never heard anybody say that. But so why do they say those things over and over again? They say it because in order for them to complete their project of Greater Israel, the Zionist project, they want Palestinians to not exist. So they constantly say, we have a right to exist, we have a right to exist, because they want to normalize Palestinians not existing. They say we have a right to defend ourselves because they want to normalize the idea that the Palestinians don't have a right to defend themselves. All of this language is purposely and specifically crafted. And Chuck Schumer really went for his little anti-Semitism book tour on the fucking View right after he sold out the entire country, agreeing to that Republican CR, and repeated the beheaded babies hoax. And that is done on purpose so that it's normalized when you open your phone and you see videos like I did today of actual, in real life beheaded babies.
When the world was forced to admit racism at least exists, the protective forces of white supremacy leapt into action. How can we look progressive in public but actually change nothing? Language. White people. Okay, so what should we call this racism? Black people. How about racism? White people. No, that's not it. Black people. White violence? White people. No, I've got it. White people know nicey sometimes. Black people. What the? White people. Okay, unconscious bias. If we call racism unconscious bias, we can negate all personal responsibility for it. How can you blame me for something I do unconsciously? It's like sleep racism. I'm practically the victim. Keown West, the brilliant author of The Science of Racism, said, research shows if all we're acknowledging is unconscious bias, then what we're really doing is protecting our own perceptions of innocence, reducing our concerns about the bias we claim to be addressing, and ensuring nobody's ever held accountable for it. That's not progress. Black Lives Matter never gets anywhere because we're trying to dismantle white supremacy without upsetting white supremacy. All this slightly obscure, softly language, fragility, unconscious bias, still prioritizes white comfort over everything. The problem's right there in the name of the fake solution, yet people still refuse to see it. We don't call undetected cancer unconscious cancer. It's undiagnosed, untreated cancer. This is just racism you didn't know you had. Because in reality, whether you're conscious, unconscious, off your face on meds, it's all the same to the people you harm. This is everyone else's one go round this life too. Unconscious bias also suggests racism is a natural phenomena. It's a learned prejudice. There are machinations in place to make and keep people racist because it benefits rich people. That's very conscious. If we called it your learned racism, how much more responsible for it would you feel? I learned my racism so I can decide to unlearn or keep it. It would make people the active agent in their own lives. But beware, if we're running with unconscious bias as the excuse du jour, you can't have all the other excuses. It was a different time implies a consciousness now that wasn't there before. It's just a joke means you think your racism is hilarious and consciously tried and failed to entertain people with it. Too fragile to hear about your biases? You must be aware of them, or what are you afraid of? You see, whiteness will always show its ass, expose itself for what it really is, which is a pile of excuses to avoid accountability and to maintain violence and dominance. Unconscious bias is the boys will be boys equivalent for white people, and that's how we know white supremacy and patriarchy are made of the same poison. White people, like men, will claim superior natural dominance and power over everyone and everything except their own thoughts and behaviour. Talk to me.
Yeah, and let's not even talk about the conservatives who are already losing. Like, they're losers, okay? Especially signing up with Trump and Musk already. That is already lost. They're cursed. So please educate yourself. They're racist motherfuckers. They're not okay with people with disability. They're not okay with people with color. They're not okay. They're okay with tariffs. Yeah? Yeah, you want that, huh? Yeah. A lot of you are fucking, like, I literally talk about that today. If everyone says, okay, you need to jump from this bridge, are you all going to jump from the bridge? Are you all going to just follow through because everybody's doing it? Are you, is that what we're doing? Please educate yourself so that you don't jump off a bridge like everybody else. So you're not cursed. So you're not literally voting your rights away. And not just your rights, everybody's rights too. There's other people who you also have that say. Please understand that Canada has an opportunity right now to be different. Not to be the same as you said. Yes, we have similar histories, actually identical histories. But it doesn't mean that we need to be following the same fascism and truth and shit that they're going on over there. They need to fix their own fucking bullshit. And we as Canadians, we need to fix our own bullshit. Okay? We have an amazing opportunity right now that we have a system that works for the people right now. And then we have people in the liberal and conservatives who are trying to dismantle that and make it similar as the 51 states. Oh, yeah, the liberals saying, no, we will never do that. Of course not. We're fighting for the tariffs. Have you noticed that in the media, there's just blah, 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 but in the background, there's none of that? That you see the prices going up, the housing crisis going worse, there's homelessness intensely, there's poverty intensely. Housing should be free. And I think a lot of us will have a lot of improvement in a lot of our workplace. Also, equality. This is why NDP needs to be in our vibration. Green Party needs to be in our vibration. All the opposite of the two energies should be on other people's vibration. We should be funding those parties right now. Communists, if you were interested in that. A lot of you, I'm going to put a little chart here for you guys to understand. I will put it in the link below so you guys read it and understand it for yourself. This is why capitalism needs to get the fuck out. There's other alternatives, there's other options, and you need to guys know the other options so that way you can make better decisions. If you're not educated, you're not going to make better decisions, and they're counting on this. They're counting on me and other people as ourselves who are outside of the status quo to educate you so that you can make better decisions. I'm telling you, when you're educated, when you are aware, your soul is aware, you feel at peace. You feel that not only your voice is heard, but other people's voices are heard. Especially the working class. Especially, I'm talking to people who are struggling right now. That you don't have the means that all these billionaires have, right? Or the millionaires. Or the people who live in the high working class, right? You're just like same as me, as everybody else. That's who I'm talking about. I'm going to also leave a little video on the bottom here. I'm educating everybody. I don't give a fuck. We're not doing this. It's time to change. It needs to be changed. And we literally have a playbook. Yeah, they don't want me to say this. We have a playbook. The USA is like a book for us. It's like a literally blueprint of what we don't want. And we have an opportunity to be different. Why are we going to side with people who are okay with fossil fuels corporation who are killing us? They don't give a fuck. They say, oh, they have a free healthcare. They can take care of themselves. Or air pollution is intensely right now. Climate change is going to get worse. But no, they don't care because they're making some money, and fuck you if you don't care. You'll go to prison, you're labeled as terrorists. But the people who are doing this and jeopardizing people's lives, they're not the terrorists. This is why we need to educate yourself, because the power is with the people, not with them. You need to understand the illusion is that you think that you don't have power, that you think that your voice doesn't matter, that your speech doesn't matter, that you are educating yourself and educating others doesn't matter. That is a fucking lie in the pit of hell, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. You don't understand. Your voice, your energy, your time, your vote, especially during this time, matters. Go vote on April 28th, okay? Go, remember that it falls, have someone who's going to explain that in the next video. It's very simple. Us as MPs, look at your MPs. Okay, do you see that your area, it's a lot of, okay, liberals. Well, this is where we need to talk about this thing. Why do you think liberals is okay? It's good right now. Why? Because this guy wants to stay there? Why? What's with the NDP? What's wrong with them? Equality, they care about people with disabilities. They don't give a fuck about oligarchs and billionaires and corporations. They care about the people of color and everybody. There's not this nationalist, this race, white supremacy energy. It's literally change. Something different for the same thing over and over and over. And people who are obsessed with military bullshit, wars that doesn't mean nothing, that is just killing innocent people. I literally just saw a child with no fucking head today. And I'm trying to live the life and help my clients and stuff like that and trying to live a normal... How the fuck do we gonna live a fucking normal life like this? How? And we're gonna continue this for 4 years with the same fucking people? Get the fuck off. Wake up. We have a serious problem. And we have people okay with fucking children. Like, literally, this is why. This is why they started the propaganda on October 7th. They're literally exposed themselves saying, blaming other people of what they actually been doing for the past 2 years. Wake the fuck up. If you need more information and truth, go to my Telegram. All the videos and evidence is there for you. Okay? I am so exhausted of saying the same thing because all of us, we talk with conviction, with confidence. It's because we have the facts and we have the evidence and we have reports and reports and reports and reports. And nobody's doing, no, enough. A lot of us, nobody's doing anything. What do you mean? Get together, organize, join grassroots, mutual aid. Let's go. Start finding the organizations that are from lawmaking, laws, and lawyers and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Enough. Now we have the opportunity here, Canada, to be different. It's time. You are chosen to be different. Out of the fucking West. Wake the fuck up. Fuck.
All right, Canada, it's official. The election has been called.
I've just requested that the Governor General dissolve Parliament and call an election, and she has agreed.
For April 28th, and I cannot stress this enough, this may be the most pivotal election in Canadian history. This is about protecting what matters most: a livable planet, healthcare not being privatized, affordability, bodily autonomy, disability rights, women's rights, Black and Indigenous communities, and so many other communities who are often left behind. This election is about harm reduction. This is about protecting our rights, our communities, and our sovereignty. Look what's happening under Trump's leadership in the US. Also, we just learned from leaked audio that Trump wants Pierre in office. What does that tell you? Pierre is willing to follow Trump's lead and bring those dangerous ideas here, and we cannot let that happen. This election is also crucial for a free Palestine. Voting for a conservative government means voting to support Israel's ongoing occupation and is an attack on every free Palestine movement. So here's what we need to do. Educate yourself, educate your community, understand how our elections work, know which candidate is best to vote for in your riding to defeat the conservatives. In other words, vote strategically. Use and share resources like smartvoting.ca and be smart about your vote. Take the time to read and understand these parties' platforms. It's one of the best ways to fight misinformation. Right-wing ideas thrive on confusing people, but knowledge is our power. There's a Substack article I put together with links to party team members so you can know who represents you in your riding. Also links for you to see the party's platforms. And when or if you check out those platforms, pay attention to the conservative page. Let me know if they ask you questions as well before letting you onto their website. Let me know. So again, this election will shape our future, and one thing is clear: we cannot let the conservatives win. This, again, is the most important election of our time. So vote accordingly. Wholeness.
Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, and free all the oppressed people. We literally have the opportunity right now to be better. And let's go. We need to show them that we're better. It's time to be Canadian. Coño. And yes, I'm a Canadian Dominica Taina, coño. But it's enough. We're better. We learned what we need to learn. If you haven't learned, go to myradosf.com bookshop, and let's look. Let's go. Educate yourself. For real. Fuck liberals, fuck conservatives. What, are you kidding me? They're literally watching the same videos as you and me. And doing nothing. Nothing. Well, we have other people that barely have any funding trying to tell us that we need to let go of that energy. That's karmic. Yes, thank you. Children, just get what's yours. Exactly. It's time to get what's yours. Join parties and vote for parties that want to get what yours, what belongs to you. Not supporting parasites and people who are hoarding and stealing from our people, working class. If you are comfortable right now, wherever you are, just look on your Google or your Ecosia or other sites and just look, okay, let me just see if I can get an apartment, just a studio. Just look at the studio anywhere in Canada. Look at the cost. Do you think that's normal? Do you think it's okay? That type of prices? Do you see why we have a homeless situation? So it's because of the homeless, because they're drug addicts, right? It's because of their circumstances, right? That's fucking colonial. That's fucked up. No, that's literally landlords that should not exist. We should not have landlords. Hello? Yeah, break the illusion of the capitalism because it's fucking sickening. We should not have homelessness or poverty. We have everything that we need. We just have hoarders. We just have people who are fucking stealers, siphoning energy, who live off other people and they don't want to do fucking work. Most of these landlords, MPs, they don't work. Yeah, let that sink in. Do you see why we have the opportunity to be better? It's right now. We need to enforce this because honestly, a lot of people cannot survive like this, especially most of us single parents. Glory be to God. A lot of us, I'm just praying for protection and stuff like that because capitalism, it's not good. Especially if you're a woman. Okay? And it's getting worse and worse. And it's time to speak up. So if you're not, none of those things that I just mentioned, just speak up for other people. Because the test is on you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The test is on you. See you next time. Okay. Also, I want to say thank you for a lot of you. As you know, I don't know, some of you have been asking. No, I'm not in the monetization on YouTube. I've been removed. So a lot of you, thank you so much for going to my PayPal and giving donations. I really appreciate it. It's highly appreciated, actually. There's a lot going on in the background, and thank you. I really, a lot of you just think like, how did she do all those things? Well, finances has been rough, okay? But I really appreciate those who donate, okay? Those who, yeah, because a lot of you ask like, oh, I don't see your thanks, the comments and stuff. A lot of you are not able to do that anymore. Well, that's why, okay? The reason is because I speak the truth here. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't, and obviously I'm outside of the status quo where they want to keep you guys asleep. And I'm not going to allow that to my people. I'm not going to allow that to my community. So they want to do what they want to do, okay, so be it. But I know all these people are being cursed right now financially too, you know what I'm saying? So I wish them well. But other than that, thank you guys also if you go on the lives on TikTok that you donate through there as well, or you give gifts and stuff like that. That also helps, okay? Please make sure that you're continuously, you can follow me and join me on my IG broadcast, okay? Make sure that you're doing that. And also check the repost, check the Telegram as well. I'm constantly putting some now there. It's just obviously moving around and working and stuff like that at the same time. And it's been very difficult to keep everything as normal as it is, especially like you're grieving every single day and you're constantly, it's like a never ending, But that's what a lot of us, we alchemize and transmute. It's not like we're robots, right? Or fucking aliens. No, like we go through heavy stuff too, you know? But yeah, I just want to say thank you, all right? Thank you so much for your support, for your help, also your prayers, who pray for me and my kids, and for me to continue this. I know a lot of you, I read your emails, I read your comments, okay? I'm really grateful for you too. I hope that this is helping you, that it's helping you wake up, and it's helping you make better decisions, wiser decisions, okay? I'm not here to change or convert anybody. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm just here with speaking my truth, the truth that comes from the Most High and comes from my long lineage as well. And also, this is not my first rodeo, okay? So, those who understand, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the love. I'm sending you all that love back, and all that when you plant a seed, when you give seeds into me, into this platform, into this work. Most of the time I used to do that. I used to take your seed and I used to donate it. I used to, you know, whenever I can, you know. But that's what I'm saying too. On my website, I have design clothes that I design myself, okay? If you want to help out with that, you can get a cute clothes, cute t-shirts or hats or anything on the store, okay? And then I'm gonna right away donate to the donations that I have. If you look at my link tree, there is donations there that I want to start giving more, you know, helping out. But a lot of you go search your own donation as well. You don't need to, you know, you can share my content, or that also helps, okay? But other than that, I really appreciate it, guys, that you stick around and that you know, stick for your girl. And you also sharing, I see that you guys are sharing the podcast. I'm going